Good day there, gamers. This is Gaming Rage. I'm gonna play a simple game as I have a heavy discussion on, and it's what the title is going to be is a Michigan, the Broken Blue State, and I'll do that right now. But I'll start the game and play it while I'm talking about it. Anyways, it's got to start up. Well, what I'm going to discuss is certain issues that are going on with the state and with the system. Jeez. C-STEM, I don't have them turned on, so they kick on every time. But anyways, let's see if I can fix it without destroying it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna just what? We'll start new. This is spell far long loan sales, and it's just a kind of a relaxing game. Yes, just start over. What? What's going on? There we go. So what I'm going to talk about while I'm playing is called, or is, like I said, titled Michigan, the Blue Broken State. And there will be some noise in the background, some, but anyways, what the problem is uh, I'm, I feel like we have come to the point where the state in the country has has abandoned all hope as far as the people and stuff. And I feel this is the appropriate way to show it is see I feel like for instance I can show you different things that would go would follow this and I have to stop the game even to do it though but I got me and my son started in Michigan trying to change our life um, took all of our money saved it up and went into buying a house and I and it was just like what happened to our state was all the big oligarchs and all the people that had I was telling you could pick it up whatever I don't care about this game anyways has ruined the country and what they did is they took they took everything they had with money to destroy us as a person so in each person that had value has none anymore. There's nobody that has anything left anymore. Look out there, is that pretty? But it's like each person has nothing they can do anymore. They're all hunkered down into these. I gotta fix something here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit on this because wait, whoops. They've all hunkered down into homes in groups to survive, and then on top of that, the families. I hate to change the music, but I anyways. I I don't understand it because the music should be lower than my voice, but it's like, do they not give you any other settings but music? Or no music settings in this? I wanted to use this just to play while I was doing it. I mean, I could turn it right off. Now let's see what it does. Anyway, so what has happened is we all, many people, medium class, poor, the the housing and and how all the rich had taken everything and destroyed it. They used the system to get rich. The realties are crooked. The housing sell through the realties are crooked. The banks are crooked. The country is crooked. Um, Everything about this system is broken. And what makes me mad about this whole thing is, okay, I just spelled, is is well, me and my son got all together trying to get a house. So we bought a house, got this, finally got a loan after, because we lived, me and my son and my other five kids, four kids piled, my brain can't think today. So, anyways, there's me, my son Jared, my daughter Abby, Aaron, Grace, and Micah. We all, Micah and then Grace. It's the youngest. We all lived in this house. I was there in this junk trailer house that I ended up through the divorce because my ex-wife was abusive. I'm not going to tell you my whole story life, but what I'm trying to get to, the point is the failing blue state. That's what Michigan is. And what it is because we lived in the trailer house for 13 years. I paid my rent faithfully every day, but every year this landlord raised the rent. And for 13 years, every year she badgered us. They kept changing landlords. This last landlord was the worst one. We could call them slumlords. So they were so abusive after 13 years, and our house was so rotten we couldn't repair it. Holes in the floors, trailer trash was what we were ended up being. I was getting sick. I'm 63 now. Then I was in my 50s, but I was sick back then. I had and the carpets literally were entering the pores of my own feet, making me sick all the time. The heat, I was throwing up from the heat. I couldn't handle the heat. Heat makes me sick. I couldn't handle the sun. I knew I had to get out of there, and it was, but we had no way. It was even bad then, and my kids and all of them are complaining about working now and how bad it is, and it's a lot worse. So if it was so bad back then that I had to live in a trailer house broken down trailers to survive, I walked to work. 3.5 miles one way. I did it through the winter for quite a while before I got rides. And everybody would say, "Oh, you're an old man talking about walking through the snow for 10 miles just to go to school." That had nothing to do with it. What it was is I did this because I had to feed my kids. But anyways, slowly my one daughter left, and I had issues with that. I'm not going to go the story with her. So I had just the three not then, but we decided to get this house. We saved our money to get the hell out of there because the landlord, she got so bad, she was trying to evict me out of my own house. I owned the trailer. But I really didn't want to be in the trailer. I really didn't, so I let it go. I just gave it to her and we got out and we got this house. And this house I'm living now, my son put his heart and soul into trying to save it to spend the money. I believe the bank, because the realtor told me that the bank was charging a 6.0 or something like that interest. I know it's that rate now, but it wasn't then. We had it at 3.2, three. That's 3.5 years, almost 4 years ago. I'd say 4 years now. He's been in his house almost 4 years. But I hadn't worked already almost a year before he came here because I got so sick I couldn't work anymore. I can't stand very long on him. I wouldn't go to the hospital because of the Michigan failed state and all the stuff we see on the internet and everything we see about how the medical field has failed failed the people. They only care about money. They don't care about the healing of the people. They don't. You get improper treatment for everything. I've been sent home for issues that I'm crippled and happened several years ago, and no one did anything about it. Welfare system knew about it. I told them I was crippled. They wouldn't even help me unless I went to a doctor. It was a joke. I couldn't get help, so I ended up being I was going to end up homeless in my so I worked in that condition from the trailer and walk back from work, but I couldn't walk anymore. So it ended up we got out of the trailer, moving town, and every dime we saved just to get out of there, because he was working my son, and I had a car that barely made it back and forth. We saved money. I had a bunch of money saved, and we got I put about almost 5,000 in the house. I well maybe not that amount, 3,000 some. I would have put more, but I had to spend three almost 2,000 some, almost 3,000 some. I would say my daughter in North Carolina, get her out of that state and bring her back here. And it was just a nightmare. So we moved to this house and we were doing fine, but he couldn't keep up the rent. His brothers all abandoned him and left, and they were supposed to be helping. They didn't want to work because the work system is just crap. I couldn't blame them. Yeah, everybody says, "Oh, you don't want to work," and capitalism. Capitalism doesn't work. Capitalism doesn't work. But anyways, this is the eviction notice. They're trying to take us to court now, even though they charge us 6.0. And we found out later they were doing that for the last 3 years. He's paying double what our interest was at that time, what we agreed to. So he end up losing. We're going to be losing house soon. So I'm doing this just to let people know this how things are going, and I probably won't be on here anymore doing games, but I don't know where I'll end up. But I got my son and me now just living here. And the thing is a lot, well, for the last month, I've had four of my grandkids come over here every day and stay from. I take care of them 6 at night until the next day. Sometimes I took care of them all day long because my daughter's got a baby and she's with her other guy, another man. And I'm not saying my daughter's the greatest person, but she tried and tried to get them in settle down. I don't know what her she's got issues, and I had issues in the past. My mother with her mother, I mean. So all that stuff came to that point. And so what the deal is we we are now at the point of I'm at the point of wondering how anybody's going to make it in this country with the system the way it is, because they overcharge you for rent. People are living in hordes and groups. You can go check rent. This town here, I live in Sturgis, Michigan. Sturgis, Michigan is a joke. The leaders, the councils of this, because Michigan already was corrupt. They were already using the system. The insurance is double, a lot more than most states. Housing's a lot more than a lot of states around here, around many areas, many other states. Um, Everything's really bad in Michigan. And we knew it was broken. But I loved Michigan. I wanted to stay here, but I don't know where we're going to go because there's no homes. You can look online, and Sturgis in South Michigan is the most corrupt system I'm talking about in the country. One of the most corrupt leaders, councilors, or governors, whoever's running the state. But I mean, I'm talking about this town. Uh, Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is they took the government's money, tax money, and said they were going to build housing projects for people. We thought we are going to finally get homes to live in, so we didn't. So I didn't have 5 adult kids living in my house, or 4 adults and a bunch of little kids. And this is the situation I'm in now. I got my daughter's kids, and us two are losing this house. But what they did was they took the money of taxes from the government and put it all into housing projects. We thought in was going to help us, and we were going to because we're already overly populated here with kids don't have places to live. And so what happened is they built housing projects, but they're a rich man house projects. They built them and they used the housing projects to buy, so they could bring in the people that had money. They were pushing out any even their own workers to getting people money to move here that had money to move in here, retired people had a lot of money, people who were established they were looking for. So they built 50 some houses in town here, and every one of them was built towards that instead of what we really needed. And that's just the point of it. Them houses they could have built over 150 to 200 smaller versions of houses with lots that people could have lived on. Even they could even been apartment complexes, beautiful current apartment complexes, and it would be huge. It would have been bigger than any one we had around here because all of them are full. The little ones we have around here, which is only two, and I'm talking about it's just a joke. And nobody's doing anything about it. I mean, Trump is trying everything he can do. I'm not against what he's doing. I voted for him, but we all the blue that went out to vote for him are the ones that are suffering. He's clearing out the states and the illegals in the states, but this state here in Michigan is loaded with illegals. I mean right across by down my street, right across from our house, I can see them every day for the last 3 years, busing in and out with them white vans. Families that are living in this lady's house, and then they move on to a new house. They bought all the houses here. No one's coming here to help us. I don't know if anybody can send this around. And a person who's got this, I would please beg you to send this around and let people know what's going on in this state because there's just too many illegals in here, and that's what's wrong with our country. There's no homes to rent because they took them all, and they did it through the government helping them. They get pocketed them money, give them cars, give them green cards, give them all kinds of money. We have nothing no more. This country is done, and I don't know. I'm just post this video mainly to try to get the word out. And you can't go to welfare system because the welfare system hurts you. And then you got these idiots that are got money and trying to tell people. I've never seen anybody claim they're a Christian and say, "Oh, you can't eat candy and pop." It sells it in the store, and they don't get rid of the system, the companies that are selling this stuff, which they say is bad for you. But so they punish the people that are poor that have little money and can only afford this cheap garbage food to survive. And it's not like, oh, I need junk food, cake or pop. I could do without all of that. It's the point that there's no food you can buy. All the health food is like double the prices. But yet they say they're fixing the system. Like Trump said he's fixing the egg system. I still don't think the eggs are down. I have to go look. But when he said he had it all fixed, I mean, that was 2 weeks later, and I still don't see the egg prices going down. And and I'm not even. I mean, I know that isn't his fault. I know he's doing the best he can do, but there's got to be some break here. Somebody's got to do something. If he's going to send us money so we can get out of this, there's going to be many people suffering in this country. Many people in the state are suffering. They don't have no. People are going to start being homeless if he doesn't do something about it and get these people out of our state. He, ah, dang it. Anyways, I don't know. That's pretty much what this is demo's about. I mean, I don't know. I even got on the game. I was gonna play this game, but um, anyways, I don't know. I don't know what more to say. I mean, what more to do to. I mean, all I'm doing is begging for people to find a way to let Trump know this is just garbage. Fill up the water thing for no reason at all. I haven't even started it. Don't care to. Ah, but let's see how far we can go away from before they tell us that we can't even go past. Oh. But but this little game here is a pretty good little game. If I really wanted to play it, I'm not really pretend I'm playing it. I just wanted to do the video. I'm gonna see how much time I've already been on it, because all I'm doing is complaining. But I could go on and on. I mean, we're pretty much at the end of our rope and what's going on and what's happening in our country. I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, I have no way to survive this situation. You can't use talents or gifts that they corrupted everything. You can't, people can't get anywhere, can't do anything. The only people that's getting anything is the people with the money. And now all these poor and us are just being stepped on. And even Trump, I know he's trying to do the best he can do, but it ain't it ain't gonna help the country if he's just going around constantly trying to get more land. I don't understand what he's doing. I don't understand this. I got to have Greenland to protect our country. I do understand what he's trying to build us some type of defense. It's a good thing. I do understand that, but some point he's got to start giving some type of money rebates to all these people. What happened to all this millions of dollars in taxes for the last um, 60, 50 some years I worked? I mean, I can't get the help from the welfare system because it's a joke. I couldn't get on Social Security. I'm 63 and I want to retire early just because I don't want to mess with this disability because the system's so effed up. And then I try to get on that, and, and it's not even working right. So I mean, what am I supposed to do? I've been like this for 4 years. I don't. I'm done. I don't know what to do. I mean, I, ca- I, d- I can't save my own kids now. They're at the point of, and then this, my son that I live with understands my disability, understands and knows the way I am. He's seen me, how bad I am. And he alone he's got, he was born with bursitis. Probably got it from me because when I married I already had bursitis through my system. I don't know if it's inherited or the issue or not, but he's got it. He has in his hands. He shouldn't even be working, but he has to work and he hurts all the time when he comes home. But I know how it feels. I worked that way, a cripple for since 20 some years old. I've been crippled from electric shock, and that's another whole story how the government and how the crooked system did me wrong. But um, so I worked, you know, 30, 40 years. I'd say 40, almost 50 years as a cripple, one arm's nerve damage all through one whole side of my body from a power line. But I still worked every day and fed my kids and everything. But we lived in from one house to another trying to survive, and now there ain't no houses left. There ain't nothing. It's gotten so bad there ain't nothing left. But anyways, that's the end of my crybaby video. I mean, I feel like I'm being a crybaby, but I don't know what else to do. I just want to post this and get it out and say that there's hurting Americans, Trump. There's hurting Americans out here. We need you. We need you to do something now. We didn't pay in for years for them to take and spend our money to all kinds of people outside the country, millions and millions of dollars. Who's getting all the $1 million now from that taxes that you took? Where is that money going? Do we not get that back? Is there no all that money you're saving? We can't get rebate checks. You can't send us a fucking at least $5,000 each person in this country that is suffering. Go to the low income people and you can easily find out people that ain't working. You can find everything else out, but you can't fucking send money out to these people. I mean we're hurting. I don't know what you're gonna. I don't know how else to say it, but I mean people are gonna are I you know you can't that money ain't going to the illegals. I mean, you're making sure of that, and all that money you're getting back. But how about all the money they stole from us? All the money they got from us? Why are these people still walking around? What is wrong with our system? You can't even arrest the people that highway robbed us, stole our government and tax money, and now we're all like nothing but destroyed from it. I don't know. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying this, trying to let you know that people are suffering here, and I beg Trump to figure out something to help some of these people. Michigan is one of the worst states. I hate Michigan. I love Michigan, but I hate it. I love this state really, but I hate the people in this Michigan. They're all corrupt motherfuckers, and they all need to burn in fucking hell. And I can't wait until that day comes, because I mean I don't wish anybody to go to hell. I'm a Christian, and I swear I'm sorry swearing, but I love God and I want people to be happy and I want them to be saved. But I've never seen people deserve hell more than these people that stepped on the poor and made many children suffer, and many kids suffer and die, actually die because of medical issues and stuff. They shut down hospital in Sturgis. They had a hospital in Sturgis. They shut that down, so everybody had to go to Three Rivers, and people have to find a way there. It's just so all the poor now can't even get to the hospital. It's just even worse. They destroyed our state. It's just this whole town in Sturgis is destroyed from the shit they did, and it was a beautiful place. It was well run, and now it's just destroyed from that. It looks nice and everything else on the outside shell, but the inside, the people are suffering. And it's just because of what this government did and what these corrupt people did. All these people, the insurance, charging you so much money for insurance and so much money for medical, so much, it just everything they could do to get rich. It just makes you sick. And these stores that make you work and abuse you, job abuse. I mean, I'm telling you, I worked 30 years in jobs, and there was jobs that I worked at. Was one job. Okay, I was there for. Um, I was at this job. I'm gonna try to get done in a few more minutes because I don't want to go through. But I was at this job, and I was there for 3.5 months in this one department, doing really good. I was really I was nice to everybody. I did a good job, everything. And in comes this kid. He's black, but it has nothing to do with racist when I say this. But the kid smoked weed, and I'm not against weed. I think it's a good thing because I even do it, but he smoked weed and he kept going out in the back with the supervisor that worked in that department. And pretty soon, the job I applied for, he gave to him. And he was only there a week. And I was an older person. I told him I couldn't keep up with this type of machine because it's too much work for me. So he gave the easiest job to this kid, which I could already do. And no one did nothing about it. So I quit the job. It didn't matter if I told them or not. They asked, and I told them they didn't do anything about it. And it's that way everywhere. I mean, it's a buddy system. If you, it's not who you know, it's who you blow. I guess it's both who you know and who you blow. If you're a buddy system, they'll do something for you, and they're all like that. They don't care how it's not about how much you accomplish. And Trump go on and say he's fixing the country and going by merit. Only merit you're going by is the merit of a government office, not the merit of people that work in companies. You don't care about the little guy. You say you do, but I really don't think you care. It's getting good now because that's what the whole point is. I like Trump, and I know he's trying to do the best he can do, but this guy's got to wake up. It's not the just the freaking merit of the government employees and these big company. It's merit of everybody. Everybody worked their butts off and tried to do their job, and they keep giving the jobs to everybody else. I worked for Walmart for 12 years, and they did that to me. I worked there, and I'll tell you another story. I worked there too. The same thing happened to me there. I was there that one place. 12 years, not at one time, I guess you'd say. I was there one time, 3 years. I was there almost 3 years working for this place, and they didn't like me in the one department, so they pushed me out of that department because I didn't have a buddy system with everybody in there. I don't know. I don't know. It was strange. The people are strange in these departments. If you don't talk and you don't goof around with them, and I don't know. Uh, um, I'm not going to go there. Why? What they were doing? I don't care about it. But the whole thing so I went into to produce, and I worked there for a while. And this supervisor was kissing up to this girl. I don't know what she was doing with him. It was strange. They've had several issues with that Walmart. Walmart's one of the most stupidest corrupt stores and system in the world. Myers is trying to say they're better. The only thing they got better is their store looks nicer, but they charge double the price. So I don't know. That ain't fixing anything either. So, but anyways, I was working there, and the girl, and I back then I didn't really serve God. I feel ashamed of, but I used to goof around with her and act stupid and flirt with her, acting silly, like she'd say dirty things back to me, and I'd say stuff back. I don't do that anymore. I repented of that, but it was back then, and quite a few years back now. But and so she started getting serious with me. I mean, this girl's 20 some years old. She's kind of heavy and had one kid, and she was a bad looking girl, but she started talking about going out with me, leaving her husband. And I didn't even know she was married for one, and I found that out, and I said, no, I'm not. I'm old enough to be your father. And after I did that, she made up a story. I to the thing that I was being appropriate with her. Her and her girlfriend started doing that, and then they fired me for leering. You know what leering is, right? Leering, staring at somebody. So if I was sitting in the lunchroom and I was staring off into, who knows, maybe I did look at people, maybe I looked at girls, who knows? I wasn't doing it intentionally, but that's what I got fired for. And then I when I went to the office, I said, I know why you're firing me, because this girl made the complaint. She's the one that, she's mad because I won't go out with her and I wouldn't flirt with her anymore because she started doing that weird stuff. And and the supervisor had, um, when I reported how she wasn't working, how I was doing most of her work for her, she wouldn't do cleanups. I had to do it all, and she'd just take off and walk around and talk to people and goof off. He did nothing to her. He said, she's a good worker. I don't worry about her. Yeah, you don't worry about her because you didn't watch her, but you watched me every 5 minutes. And they did that to me after that. They were badgering me throughout the store over and over until they finally fired me. And I got me in the office. I said the same thing to the guy. I says, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys need to fix this. So after I got fired, they fired the girl and all of her friends and asked if I would come back because they figured it out what was going on. But I mean, it was too late. Why, you get shit on, you're tired of it. And they did, Walmart did that more than once to me. They done some more stuff. I'd worked my ass off there, even in the condition I was. I never goofed off. I always did my job, and they shit on me every time. It's just a system. They don't care about merit. They don't care what you do. And Trump can say he's fixing merit. He ain't gonna fix no merit if he doesn't make rules and guidelines to the people. See, this is the type of thing they need to figure out. He needs to figure out how to make rules and guidelines that protect the worker and what he does, and have better guidelines. Myself, I said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't believe in unions, but I think they should have state appointed unions would go in and they check the company out and look over their system and how people feel, once every maybe 6 months, who knows, just to clean up the company, go in and just totally rigorously go through the system, find out how their people are treated and what they're doing and what they feel, and it'd be a private thing, and each person goes in and has, so it puts the fear into these leaders and these company owners, so they can be punished and fined for what they do, because there's no I mean, I believe in freedom, but that's freedom of the people, not freedom of companies that you work for, that are established treating people like that. If you don't have rules and regulations, they can do whatever they want, and they can step on everybody they want. And you could go say, oh, he could pay what wages he wants. Not not necessarily, since you have a set amount they have to pay. But if you can't, if you pay don't mean nothing if you just treat people like shit and everything else. So I don't know. That there's so many things that Trump needs to wake up to and fix. I don't know if he knows it or if he's still gonna do it eventually. But this is me. I'm done. I'm done complaining. I said 30 minutes. I could go on about more proof and things I'm bringing in there, but please post this to everybody and try to get it to so Trump sees it, and maybe somebody more important than just the people that view me. I'm not saying you're not important. I'm glad you look at my videos, and I hope you look at this one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.